So we didn't protect ourselves one night, and we found ourselves pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And we got 2 kids, one of each. We kind of been done with that, so we wasn't really planning on this.
Yeah.
So we was going through this constant, what should we do? What should we do? We'd had 3 holidays booked, and that was kind of mix a few up. So we were like, oh, I've got to do that. No, not that you choose a kid's life over a holiday, but these things were going on in our heads.
Listen, I mean, to have a child at any age is life changing, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know,
so
in any situation.
I've got to do, it's like, oh God, now we've got to get a different car, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And we couldn't make a decision like that. So we was discussing it every day. What should we do? We wrote down the pros and cons. There weren't any cons. So we had the room, we had the love, we had the family, we had the money, we could afford it, obviously. So we didn't have any reason really to turn this light off that was kind of coming towards us. And so we were still not definite. So anyway, we was going to my daughter's school. She was doing an assembly, and we was driving towards it, and we're still talking about it. And I said to her, like, I'll tell you what, let's ask the universe. And she's looked at me, rolled her eyes, what, you and your blooming universe sort of thing. I said, no, come on, let's do it. I said, and I don't know why it came in my head. I said, if we see a blue tree, we're having the baby. And she's looked at me and her exact words were, well, we're not going to see a blue tree, are we? So I said, exactly. So if we do, we know for sure
100%.
It's a sign.
That's it. Yeah.
So we shook on it in the car, like 2 guys shook. So we go into the assembly, and then the assembly finishes, and they said, right, you can go to the kids' classroom if you wish. You can sit down and see their books and stuff and whatever else. Anyway, so we went and done that, and then they said, could everyone kindly leave, please? And we went out a different direction to the way we came in. We're walking down the corridor, and on the left-hand side, there was, in blue handprints, not brown, not green, blue handprints, the biggest, bluest tree you've ever seen. Covered the whole wall. It's an eco save the planet display.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And I've just gone froze, right? And she's grabbed her hand. I couldn't even speak. I was like, oh my God, that's the biggest, bluest tree I've ever seen in my life. And she went, oh my God, like how hairs stood up on end and everything. I lifted her up, span around. Sorry.
Don't worry.
And said, we're having the baby. People are going to guess now what's happened. Anyway, so we go off and we go on the first holiday, and we're in the south of France. We're down in Cannes, down this thing, and there's this massive, great big baby department store. It's just baby stuff, and it had a massive sale on. So I'm outside usually working on my phone doing stuff, and I've walked in. There's a whole trolley full of flipping girls' clothes, right? And I'm like, what are you doing? She went, buying stuff for the baby. I went, what if it's not a girl? Because we didn't even know at this point. And she's gone, it's going to be a girl. I went, you can't know that. I said, and I can't come back and bring all the clothes back. It's all the way over in the south of France. I said, it's not like it's down the road or up in Westfield or something. Right? So anyway, convinced her to put it all back. She kept a few bits because her cousin was also having a little girl. So she had worst ways I can give them to. I went, all right, fine. Anyway, so we go through and time's going on, and we have we're at a level now where we can have a gender scan. So we go and have a gender scan, and it's a boy.
Wow.
She cried for 2 days for the girl that she lost. In her head, she was so sure. So it was like, she's like, hormones are all over the place, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, gets her head around it, and we actually quite now are really happy that it's a boy, because my daughter's the eldest. My son is now was younger, so he's had a sister. So now, because he's more likely to play with the baby than she is, because she's going to be a teenager.
Yeah.
So now he's got a brother type of thing, and that was kind of So we were all happy now.
Yeah.
So we tell the kids actually on Christmas, and we put the 3 sets of slippers on the fireplace, and they were like, "What?" Anyway, and they wanted to name him, so they named him Evan, and we loved it. We loved it. So it was Evan, and we still had the Hugo's high chair. So when we were having breakfast and stuff, we was pulling the high chair, pretending Evan's with us, right? So visualizing the whole thing. I'm all into visualization, all this sort of stuff. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything. No. So anyway, we're now going for another scan. This is after halfway. We're well in now.
Yeah.
And we are skipping in there. Can't wait to see him on the screen and all this. And the lady with the gel is, doing the thing, and Vicky's like the screen's all here, like where the lady is and all the digital stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm here looking at her. Vicky's just waiting, and I saw her face, the nurse, and I was like shit, because I knew the face. I could see the face, and we weren't finding anything. So she said, "I've got to go and get a second opinion." And I'm like, Vicky's gone, what's going on? I've never seen her have a panic attack before. She fell to the floor screaming, like, in a wild state. And I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And as a husband, you feel like you should be able to always do something and protect. He couldn't do a thing. I was in a right, I was like, what can I do? On top of my own emotions as well, but I felt obviously more for her. She's carrying him. Anyway, he died. So they gave her a tablet to give birth this was on a Wednesday, to give birth on the Friday. And so for those 2 days, we went back and we told the children. For those 2 days, she was like struggling because she didn't want to let him go. It was hard to accept it, or all this stuff. We'd had 2 kids, and so we wasn't expecting. This was like not even on the radar, so it was a big shock. Anyway, we go into the hospital, and we're taken up into these 2 wards, 2 rooms. The whole ward is for pregnancy. 2 rooms are for this type of pregnancy, delivery.
Yeah.
We walk in. On the left-hand side is a blue tree.
Oh.
On the wall, and I've gone, because I'd lost all my faith in law of attraction, and I'm thinking, because I didn't create this in my head, and I was questioning everything. I was talking to my psychic friend. She does stuff all over the world. She's very big and I was like, what's happened? I don't understand why this has happened. Why has this happened? And we walk in, I see the blue tree, big thing on this whole wall again. And there was 3 birds flying away from the blue tree as well. And I realised at that point we was always going to end up there. It was too precise to be a coincidence. We're not going to see a blue tree, are we? That was her words. And we've seen one at the point of accepting him and at the point of him leaving, a blue tree at both ends. And it was like,
wow.
And bless her, she had to go through labour, all that, and no happy at the end. And we got to give him a cuddle and a kiss, and we spent about half an hour with him.
Yeah.
And then we had to have a funeral, and it was pretty tough. I wasn't thinking that I would. I don't know why. I wasn't thinking I would. That paternal, maternal instinct. As soon as they're born, you die from. Like, you jump under a bus, you don't even know it. Wouldn't you? You know that?
Yeah.
Which I assume is for the survival of the species that we look after.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to be the same in this scenario. If anything, it might have been more, because I felt so sorry for him.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. It was like, well, And anyway, let's jump on a year on his birthday, a year later. my wife, who never goes on social media, she's sitting in bed at 11 o'clock at night on Facebook for some reason. She's on the mummies group of her children, of her classroom, my daughter's classroom.
Yeah.
And there's this thing called, do you ever, don't know if you ever did it here, there was this thing craze going around a few years ago called magic rocks, and people would paint little stones, put them into a forest.
Yeah.
Then kids would go and take a picture, put it on social media. Or
Yeah. We had tons of them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this woman who's actually really spiritual and hippie mum, everyone knows her as the hippie mum because she wears all long flowing dresses. She wears like hippie type.
Yeah.
She's gone, I've just painted my rocks to take over the forest tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. And if it wasn't the exact same tree that was on the wall, blue tree, in the hospital, it was identical. It was like she'd stood there and copied it. It was mental. And I'm like a man possessed. I think that I'm believing that he sent me this from spirit to physical.
Yeah.
Somehow. Because what on his birthday, to the day, she never goes on there. So it had to be the right minute that she was, or the day that when that was posted for her to see it. Anyway, so I'm over our forest, which isn't far from our house. Couple of hours, I'm looking everywhere. Can I find this thing? No. Then it struck me, what if she hadn't put it in this forest? I didn't even ask. So I've come back and I've gone to Vicky. Vicky, could you do me a favour and ask her what forest she put it in? She's gone, yeah, anyway, 2 days later. I said, what did she say? Oh, I didn't ask her. I'm like, Vic, this is my little connection to him. I said, I know you had all your thing with him.
Yeah.
I said, but this blue tree thing has become a bit of a thing for me. I said, it's important to me. Can you just, I don't know her number. I went, Facebook. Just ask her in Facebook. I said, you can just click on it. She don't do social media.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she does. She gives a little explanation of why. And the lady said, you're not going to believe this. I took every other stone over there, but not that one. And I don't know why I didn't take that one over there. And it was on my daughter's desk, wrapped in a little thing the next morning. It's by my bed now. So I sit there now and I assume that, you know, so many things we think happen to us, and it happens to us maybe to help us move forward or whatever, but sometimes maybe we were there to help him move forward. Because when I spoke to my psychic friend, she said, let me try and find out for you, you know, and some people will believe this, some won't, but she said the 3 birds on the tree that are flying away, they look like they've been set free. And they did. They were flying away like a bird would. She went, he was your 3rd child, and he couldn't move forward from his previous life situation, and you've set him free. And that's what I'm kind of going with.
Goosebumps, Scott.
But to get those specific messages that, I mean, you couldn't make it up, could you? You know,
I'm quite a believer in that, to be honest, and I'm glad you found some peace and some maybe closure with that as well, with the blue tree.
So people that have suffered loss and stuff, I can again empathise with them through this story. I call it The Boy with the Blue Tree, and I might write it one day. But, you know, again, it's just put me in a place where this platform I sit on allows me to help so many people. So from a wife that was seeing 3 other men, a loss of a child, the bullying. Would I change that? Maybe I wouldn't. Don't get me wrong, I'd love him to be here.
Yeah,
but we've got another boy now, Jasper. He came along a couple of years later, because we were then ready to have another child. We'd made a decision. We were now, you know. So, yeah, I mean, maybe Jasper's Evan. Who knows?
Could be.
Maybe he'll come and bring home a blue tree painted at school.
That's all, mate. I believe you'll see that blue tree again.